a video about um, Mugen and Jin from Samurai Champloo, who was better in other things based off of what I saw on this shit. So both guys, you know, and this is in a fight. We're doing the fighting thing basically. This is like inverse battle type of thing. So Mugen, I think he has the strength. Actually, hold on, because these guys are like close. Like these guys are like basically neck and neck. Even though Mugen has a wild way of fighting with the sword, like Mugen was a type of guy who he had to pick up a sword to survive, and then he just got good at fighting people because he was a bandit that ran around and did shit. And then Jing was a student under somebody, and he killed his master, and then people started hunting his ass because he was able to kill his master, who was actually like known throughout Japan and shit like that. So these two were like cool for each other. They were like, let's see who's fucking better. Me, the like guy who just fucking fights to like survive, or you, a guy who like fights because he has, a fucking like he was taught another thing. But I think the strength goes to Mugen because, and this is why I'm saying that he had harder opponents to fight. He fought the guy who like used wind to like he used wind attacks to like cut through people and shit like that. And he was the one who defeated him. Mugen was the one who did that. Then he went into like a place and he had to like protect himself and this girl, from these fucking bandit guys. Or not even bandits, but yakuza. And he also, he had to like also he worked for some yakuza too during that, and then he was there and he did his job. And I'm not saying Jing didn't do his job when he was he was working for like people a little bit. But Mugen had to do a lot more, like, shit that could, like, kill him. Whereas, Jing was already, equipped with some skills and other things. So it was, like, easier timing and other things. And he didn't have to, like, go through death and other things to, like, stay there. But, Jing is also, like, see, like, their strength is, like this is a hard, ranking to do, or not even ranking, but a inverse battle for me. I'm basically basing this off of who stood their ground the best against the most enemies, and I think it was Mugen, so I'll give it to Mugen strength. Speed, however, whew, I'll give that shit to fucking Jing. Because he was able to kill the other guy, and like, see, he could have died fighting that guy, y'all. The guy who had the fucking straw hat and shit. But he was fast enough to like get out of the way from the last sword strike and shit like that. That's what I based that off of. And Mugen is fast too, but his speed is more like sporadic and other things, whereas Jing is more controlled with his speed, and it's more like he knows where he's trying to strike and shit like that too. But that's more intelligence. But we'll give intelligence to Mugen too, or not Mugen. My bad. Definitely not Mugen. To Jing, and then experience like. Because if you have to pick a sword up to like survive and shit, from a young age, and then like keep doing that, that's experience. But then you also have the guy who's like going to a dojo and like training under a sensei in a specific type of like sword fighting style, and he did that for years. Um, I'm gonna give it to like Jing just because of the age. I'm pretty sure he's older than Mugen, and Mugen might have had it, hard and other things, but I don't know. People go to the people who are like trained by other people. Typically they don't listen to like people who just have their own experience. I don't know. I don't like the sound of that either, but actually, fuck that. I'm giving it to Mugen. Fuck what people say. He had a fucking hard time coming up. Like, he had to like fight to survive, and he had to protect people and other shit. He was part of a group, and then eventually, like, drifted away from that group and was still, fighting and holding down for himself. So the strength goes to Mugen, or the strength goes to Mugen, speed goes to Jing, intelligence goes to Jing, and experience goes to Mugen. Um, and like all this shit is close, except the intelligence part. Actually, the intelligence part was definitely Jing. Um, Mugen's a dumbass. Let's see, uh, endurance. I'll give it to Jing because he was fighting against people, and like they like to like play games with him and shit. They're like, you are the student of this guy. I want to see you, all the moves you have. So they would like play fucking games, like, and be like, let's see how far we can like go with this fight and shit like that. Every time they found him and shit, because they knew who he was, and he was able to hold down against those people, endure those fights. Durability. I'll give it to Mugen. Mugen got the durability. Yeah, Four Eyes don't like to get dirty that much. Close skills. That's Mugen because like he had to even fight without a sword for a little bit at the end of it. He had to like use other people's fucking weapons against themselves and other shit. And he proved like that was his experience and shit coming in, like his experience in fighting to survive and shit. That's what I know. And Jing was doing that too, but not like his whole life, like Mugen was. And then Jing also had, the like I said, the sword skills. So we'll give the range skills to Jing because he has the skills with the sword and other things. And the sword is the extension of the body. I like to put like sword skill inside of range skills because, like I said, the sword is an extension of your body. And in the close skills, I like to like mainly keep that for you know close combat with hands and shit. I know. Um, some people don't like that, but that's how I'm doing that. And then that's like they're basically neck and neck right now, 4-4. But recoup, bounce back. Who had to bounce back from the most like cuttings and this guy got cut and but he's like still there and other things. He's next episode he's cool and other stuff. I'm gonna give it to Mugen and then Hacks. you know, yo, I'm giving that shit to. Jing, I guess, because he had to fight that guy with the fucking hat, and that guy with the hat was the strongest character. You know, he went there, at the end of episode 23 to like the shores of somewhere, um, because Fu was trying to find her father, and that guy was going there to kill him. These guys were with her to like get her to her father, and he was the guy with the fucking hat was there, and Mugen and Jing were like they both were fighting against him, but Jing was like not handling that shit that well. He was better against like bandits and other shit, but people who knew sword style and sword play and were like lethal with that shit. Jing was the one who like usually typically hunted on those people, except that one time when he fought that guy that was the wind and shit. But I don't know. You could give it to either of them for this shit's like just my take, and it's like hard to fucking pinpoint who's actually better and shit. But I think it's because it's still 5-5 right now, so I have to like toss a coin basically and say who the fuck wins. This is gonna be the only video like that I think because oh shit, guys are like really close in strength. I'm gonna actually flip a coin and shit real quick. See who wins this battle. Or actually, let's base it off who liked the most. Mugen wins. That's what that's how I'm deciding that. Like, she didn't want him to die because she felt that he was, also a guy who could hold down. Um, she liked Jing too, but she liked Mugen more, I believe. If you ask me, um, that's an environmental, thing. It's just in the series, those two were with her to protect her and shit, and Mugen was there for her the most until the like last part. Then he was like, but he was trying to get to Fu the whole time because he knew that that guy was there, and yeah, but um, stay cool, corner on the corner. That's the closest. This is probably gonna be the closest like ever inverse battle that I like make. I think Jing versus Mugen, y'all. Stay cool, corner on the corner.